Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Dikuth's Band of Merry Men. Um, we are just new platinum content, playing our weekly game of D&D with a bunch of friends. And last week we left off on kind of an interesting scenario as our group had further explored the tunnel system that they seem to have found themselves falling into. As they picked themselves up and dusted themselves off, they noticed that they were in an environment that seemed to hold a poisonous kind of fog that hung high above them, but enough to irritate their lungs and cause some damage to themselves over time. As they explored further through these systems of tunnels, after deciphering a diorama of the culture that they seemed to be in the middle of through a doorway, they came upon some sort of guardian of a room that appeared to clack at them in an unknown sounding language. However, the group's ranger was able to pick up on the language by some means and was able to communicate somewhat with this creature as he told them basically to leave and never come back. He seemed to not have any other choice to give them and became very aggressive very quickly, so the group responded in kind. He later revealed an ally who appeared to be a boulder at first to be a large, oversized hermit crab. The battle was quickly over, however, as the group quickly went to their usual work of combat. As they explored this room further, they found another hallway that seemed to degrade over time and revealed, as they opened up, a smaller chamber filled with some liquids in pots, and then revealed another doorway that had some interesting warnings for them in another language. And as they explored through the next doorway, they found what appeared to be some sort of crypt. And as they discussed their plans and future, whatever they decide they may do, that is where we'll pick up as I leave it off to you, my players, and ask, what is it that the rest of you are doing actually right now?
If I'm correct, Dikuth had asked everyone to step out of the room as he gathered his thoughts about what he's going to do next. This door I'm standing at, you said there was like a glass cylinder at the top of it?
It's a glass um, sphere. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay. Can I
And inside
take,
of it, oh,
oh, I was going to say, can I take a closer look at it?
yeah,
Like, very careful. I probably don't want to actually touch it
sure.
as of
Give
right
me
now.
an investigation check, though.
I am bad at these.
Without touching it much, or at all, you're not able to get the best view, but what you do see is that this glass sphere apparently hangs over the door and is a part of the trapping mechanism attached to the lever and lock, and that there is a green um, swirling gas inside the sphere.
Okay. Well, actually, Dikuth is going to step out to the hallway. Actually, Katja, do you mind giving me a little space so I can see through the doorway?
Giving you a little space?
So I don't like stand on top of you. Thank you.
If
And
I could take a moment and try and feel out head, I can sense the undead and the fiends and supernatural things of those nature.
Well, I mean, I looked in there. I don't think there's any undead. And then with a smile, kind of yet. And Dikuth pulls out his trusty Nightcaller whistle. And he gives it a blow.
Alright, give me one moment as I look up this item again.
Oh, there we go. I was looking.
I have to look up how this. As you all watch as Dikuth pulls out this tiny carved transparent crystal whistle that seems to resemble a tiny dragon curled up like a snail. And as he blows into it, it releases this very high pitched, shrill kind of sound that echoes throughout the area around you. And after a few minutes of blowing, nothing seems to happen.
Dikuth looks at it confused. Alzan told me this thing is supposed to bring dead people to life.
Well, and
I
Sif is gonna slip past Dikuth if he lets him pass and go just a few feet into the room. And then I would like to use Divine Sense and feel out the area that looks oddly tomb-like. My first usage.
Maybe what's inside is immune to your magic?
See any dead bodies here?
Oh shit, that
I
wasn't
mean,
meant to be just to GM, that was meant to be public. Sorry.
didn't Jonah say that this was the resting place of what's his face?
I
This
look
is the
around.
resting place of Tloques-Popolocas. Popolocas.
Yeah, that guy.
You gotta be closer for it to work. I mean,
As you focus like you normally do, you sense nothing within the immediate area.
Nothing within 60 feet?
No, sir.
What do you got, Sif?
And Sif kind of turns around and shakes his head and says, I feel nothing. No celestials, no fiends, nothing undead
Well,
yet.
Dikuth actually walks back in the room and he takes another look in here. Can you would you mind pointing out again to me where the runes were on the floor? Yeah, there was one right in front of here, and then there was one right in front of the thing as well that I can see.
So originally there was on the door itself
Okay.
was the first on
The
the door
first room that
itself
just said,
was
"Here lies."
Tloques-Popolocas, master of the others, who is like the wind in the night. That was on the outside of the door on this side. And then as you entered across the ground in like an arch in front of you on the ground was the next sentence that said, "Ah, defilers, now you shall join me in my eternal resting."
One minute.
And there was this axe on the other end. Or was this? Yeah, this was
Yeah,
on the other
this
end.
axe, you saw whoever was peeking their head in and was able to see. And you
Gotcha.
can kind of make it out from your position back here on the other side.
Oh, I can just like make out the outline, but I probably can't see the hand or anything
Yeah.
like that. Oh,
And to remind you, as you look, Dikuth, the monument in front of you is constructed from several parts. There's a great stone slab, 20 feet long by 10 feet wide, resting upon a 4 feet thick monolith of rock in similar dimensions. And this in turn is then supported by 6 blocks of dolomite. And every component of those has been covered in intricate carvings and glyphs.
Okay. So Dikuth is actually going to take a couple steps back. And he's going to run and jump over the glyphs on the floor.
Okay.
You
Sif is going.
Successfully jump over the glyphs.
Sif, as he does this, is going to draw his sword instinctively.
Sebastian's
Does
gonna finger
anything
his sword as well.
does anything happen as I enter the room?
You land on the opposite side, and the room opens up a little bit more as your vision is now able to see around these pillars that were blocking your way.
Okay. Let me move my.
Sif will step up just another to the doorway and lean his torch in just a slight bit so he can get a better view.
And Dikuth kind of feels a little bit of relief because he honestly had no idea what was going to happen when he jumped in here. And he turns back and he's like, well, I seem to be okay so far. And he's going to.
Wait, Master.
Yes.
And as with a heavy sigh, Sif is going to kind of just kind of shake his shield for a moment, get making sure it's all nice and locked on his arm before holding it forward, and does a little leap over the glyphs, mocking after Dikuth, and is going to kind of glance back towards everybody and then keep close to Master Dikuth.
Dikuth actually turns around and looks at Jelanath. Hey, Jelanath, can you read this stuff in here?
I will step closer. Can I inspect the floor runes? What language are they in? Well, okay. So it's not an Elvish? It's not in Primordial or in Sylvan? Guys, I don't know why I can read this. I don't know this language.
And Sif is just going to kind of glance back and ask, well, haven't you properly attuned to some magical things lately? Were you able to read the runes on your bow that long ago?
Yeah. Do the runes match to what's on the bow?
As you inspect them closer, they do not. It is a completely different language, which you would now realize is the what is her name? The Arenal version of Elvish.
Uh, as they're debating this, Bjolf kind of squints at Jelena and he looks at her and he just kind of says, "What was it that drew you to this place to begin with?
Treasure map.
Was it just the treasure map, or was there something else that led you here?"
Just a map.
Mostly treasure map.
And
Potentially
kind
a tree, but mostly treasure map.
So have you ever considered that maybe you might have some sort of a connection with this place?
Never been here.
No, but you can read its language.
Sif, is there any runes on this
All
tomb-like thing?
over.
Can I read any of them?
You currently cannot know.
Following
Are there any?
Dickiff's movement, I will leap over the rune.
Sure.
Bloop.
Are there any more floor runes as I walk further into this crypt?
No, as you further walk in, though, you do see that along the side of the top of this, so along the side of the actual, what appears to be coffin itself, is the same words and glyphs that say, "Here lies Tloques-Popolocas, master of the outsiders."
Other way
Okay.
around.
Or yeah, master,
Other way around.
master of
Actually-
the others, who is like the wind and the night.
First thing Dikuth is gonna go for, he's gonna go look at this axe. And
And Dikuth, also as you pass by, you now see that the top of the slab depicts a struggle between a dark-skinned man and a mighty knotted serpent.
I hope we don't run into any of those snakes.
Jelena, as
Man.
you approach closer, you see the same words carved along the outside as the door. And then around where you're standing, you see under the illustration of glyphs identical to those found on the door, you see sigils are now etched in a series of four-faced glyphs in a line. At the foot where you're standing is a row of 11 of these symbols, all different in form.
Okay, how many?
So there's 11 of these. There's there's four-faced glyphs under the warning, or not the warning, but the identifier of who this is, and then under those four-faced glyphs are a series of 11 symbols, and you recognize that the symbols are all numbers, 0 through 10. And then the ones above those, the four-faced glyphs, it says 54, 3, 9, all with dashes in between those. So 54-3-9.
I don't. Okay.
So
And
yeah,
I'm the only one who can read this, right?
yeah. So here's a better, if I describe this better. Basically, you have master of the. You have. What does it say this? Here lies Tloques-Popolocas, master of the others. Then underneath that you have four glyphs, four glyphs in the numbers.
Does the
And then
shadow
underneath that are the numbers 0 through 9 or 0
10.
through 10.
0 through 10.
Yep, 0 through 10.
Okay. And like the numbers don't look like numbers. They look like the runes, right?
Yes. But you somehow have an immediate understanding that they represent numbers.
I am going to hop the runes as well.
Okay.
Vash is gonna chill in the hall and keep watch.
Alrighty.
Okay,
When looking
guys.
at this axe, does the shadow look like the
Sure.
hand in the handout?
Sure. Exactly. I'll get to that now. Sorry about that. When I was
No problem,
describing
no
to
problem.
Jonas. So the battle axe, as you see it, has a blade of bronze, and the haft is wound with snakeskin wrappings. You do see that this ominous shadow in the shape appears to be that of a withered arm underneath it, exactly as the handout appears.
Sif reaches out with a hand and closes his eyes and feels once more. He has a bad feeling as soon as he sees that shadowy hand. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
After Sif's results, Dikuth will begin casting Ritual Identify on it.
You extend Tempest's will through yourself into the axe and feel nothing.
And nothing around?
Nothing around.
That doesn't. Oh, that feels a better thought. Still don't feel any of the strange or the supernatural. Just be careful, Dickus.
So Dikuth spits in one of his hands and rubs his hands together and grabs onto the axe still in the wall. And he kind of closes his eyes and focuses. And during this 10 minutes, you'll kind of notice that Dikuth is whistling like an obnoxious tune. Like, it sounds so familiar, but none of you know what it is. And for 10 minutes straight, he just whistles it until finally he stops at the end of his ritual.
Alrighty.
Something's off.
You don't say.
Can I check these pillars real quick?
The pillars?
Actually,
Yeah, 1 second.
take care to get first.
Yep. Here
He's
you go.
pulling an
Pillar.
axe out, so or trying.
Well, I'm identifying it. I haven't pulled it out.
Oh.
Dikuth, you learn that there's a lot of blood attached to the end of this axe, but through it, you become healthier and better at battle yourself.
Oh my. And
Dikuth, go ahead and give me
yes,
a d20 roll and add your charisma to it, please.
my modifier.
Yes, please. All right.
So that is a 22.
Excellent.
And with that, Dikuth pulls it out of the wall.
And with a small stone cracking sound as it comes back out of the wall, it's in your hand. You have this relatively light, feels balanced battle axe.
And
Hey, Dikuth, go ahead and give me on top
There
of
it is.
that.
There it is.
Give me a perception check, bud.
No.
As you kind of swing it around to test the balance, you notice that the snakeskin the snakeskin gripping moves a little as if it's loose.
Huh. Well, I'm not a weaponsmith. I'll leave that for Gregor the blacksmith. And honestly, Dikuth doesn't really think he can use this, so he kind of, hey, Kovash, Seems
Kovash
right up
pops
your alley.
that
Go ahead and give me an investigation check, Jelena.
And Kovash, as you walk into that room, Dikuth kind of tosses the axe at you, like perpendicular to you. He's not like obviously like throwing a hand axe at you or anything. He's just like, tossing the axe your way.
Jelena, as you look at, are you looking at the pillars around the room or the ones supporting the actual slab?
There's pillars
Well,
supporting
they're
the
not
slab.
like huge. They're obviously around at your height, as the slab that holds the large stone square with glyphs and markings on it seems to be around your shoulder height. So there's like, I believe.
Are there 11 of them?
No, there's just six huge of these thick blocks that seem similar to the ones that are supporting the rest of the room, that are supporting this slab here.
And they have runes on them, you said?
Yeah, they all seem to be covered in carvings and glyphs and ruins. The ruins that are around and on these seem to be the same thing, that just over and over again. Here lies Tloques-Popolocas, master
Okay.
of the others, so on and so forth.
I will tell the others. Okay, guys. So these runes here repeat what was on the door, but these underneath, there's these four glyphs followed by what I think is the number 53-3 or 55-3-9, and then these
pretty sure it
11.
was 54.
Yeah, 54-3-9.
Oh, I wrote it down wrong. 1 second. Okay, 54-3-9. And then these 11 glyphs down here are the numbers 0 through 11.
0 through 10.
Yeah, 0 through 10. Um, I don't know if this is like a secret code or something, but that's what it reads.
There's nowhere to like enter numbers or anything.
Let's examine the tomb.
You can give me another investigation check.
Meanwhile, I will investigate this axe at my feet.
Sure. Jelenet, as you seem to investigate closer towards these glyphs and numbers, you realize that the ones that are 0 through 10 seem to be held in a slot, like they could be pushed in.
Oh, okay. Can I make an insight to see, or is this might be another investigation to see if this is actually the lock mechanism?
You
So if I
could
put
probably
in,
guess that that's correct.
okay, so it looks like these runes can be pushed in, and I think if we put in the right combination, it will unlock the tomb, which I don't know if we want to. I mean, we got an axe.
We should 100% unlock the tomb.
I'm with Katra on this
I mean,
one.
I'm pretty sure they
Katra's
gave us
smart.
the code on the sarcophagus.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, why would they leave the combination on the lock if they didn't want us to open it?
Fine, but I'm in agreement. But at least, and Sif's gonna go around and is going to give everybody 4 hit points with lay on hand.
Excellent, excellent.
A little bit of a counteraction to the poison that we've all dealt with.
Sure. Kovash, as
Thank
you
you.
look over, you have the handout. It appears pretty much similar. However, the wrapping at the base where your main hand would go seems to have started lifting off. a little.
That's exactly what I thought was going to be happening. Kovash kind of thought that. Cool. Is it looking at me?
Is what looking at you?
I mean, you said the wrapping is rising up. Is it
No,
like.
no, no. It seems that a corner of it from when Dikuth handled it seems to be falling off.
Can I look at the wrapping closer?
Sure, give me a perception check or an investigation check. Yeah, this close now, it's easy enough to tell that this is definitely over something.
Peel it off.
As you peel off the snakeskin wrappings, you see that the handle is around the handle is a parchment containing spells or spell-like words.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
I'm dropping the axe on the floor and not touching it.
Clang, clang, ding, 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 ding.
Sif turns and
Hey.
immediately is like,
What are you doing over there, Kovash?
There are spells on that handle.
Yeah, toss it back to me.
Sif will
Kovash,
actually kind of go over and pick it up.
okay, because Kovash was gonna just kind of kick it across the floor.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't do that.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Oh, here.
As you kind of make the motion to kick it, I pull it off the ground and I just look at the oil, look at Kovash, and I'm just like, really?
Oh, by the way,
mean-
here, and he tosses the snakeskin wrapping at Sif too.
It just
I
kind of lands like
identified-
over the shield, like, and I'm gonna come bring
I
it over to hold it up.
identified it. I don't think it's dangerous.
Joan,
As-
can you read the runes on this handle? I'm sorry, I interrupted the DM.
To clarify, now that Sif has it, there is parchment wrapped around the handle, right?
yeah, there are. Yeah, it's a parchment around the handle, underneath the snakeskin wrapping. Wow.
Oh
What
shit!
do
It
you
really
make of
does
it,
kind of
Sif?
show it in the thing too. You can kind of see it.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
What do you make of it, Sif?
Sif kind of glances over and then glances back, and I'm going to. Sif pauses for a moment and looks over and says, "I have a feeling I could. If I was willing to use one of my last lesser spells, I could detect and see if there's any good or evil within this thing. But otherwise, I don't know much more I could make of it. I didn't sense anything fiendish of it.
Did you try to read what was on the handle?
Can I read what's on the handle?
It appears to be a similar language of the same that is on the crypt itself. So no.
Then Sif looks over to Jonathan and asks, "Could you read this on the handle?"
Bring it over here.
And Sif does so.
Jonathan, it appears that there are 3 spells here. One which is called Pass Wall. You're not entirely sure what that is or what it does. One you've heard of before, Gust of Wind. And a third, Burning Hands.
Okay, so it looks like there's 3 spells here.
Oh, and as you see that, you notice that the exact same spell glyphs are written on the axe head itself.
Huh.
Which are those 3 glyphs right before the blade starts.
Okay, guys. So these spells match what's on the blade here. This one is pass wall. Don't know what that means. This one says blowing. Nope, gust of wind. And then
Wow.
this one says light fire hands. Light fire hands? Does that sound like a spell you guys know?
Elena, you've watched Elzan cast Burning Hands.
Yes, but I'm trying to quote translate
Uh,
runes that I
no.
don't fully understand.
Flaming hands, you said?
Oh, burning hands. I know that. Are those spells like attached to the axe? I didn't
Mhm.
I didn't detect anything like that when I identified it.
And you said this is a
So-
battle axe, right?
Yes, sir.
So Sif will kind of actually step away for a moment and is gonna kind of get and give it a few swings around for a second, and he's just gonna kind of look back, and it's strange.
As you walk back to the group, the axe begins to glow red hot in your hands to the point where it begins to turn white. And you have to drop it, and it ting, 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 falls to the ground before it quick goes back to its original color.
That's fun.
And Sif kind of looks at that, looks back, and says, and is gonna look up. Does he? Hmm. I, I think, and Sif is gonna kind of step back and think. I don't think he's pleased if I tried to use that. Tempest.
Well, let's ask
Sorry.
him. And Dikuth pulls out his nightcaller whistle once more and tries again.
That same super high pitched shrill shriek happens. Nothing else seems to happen.
Damn it. Alright, well, this guy is not waking up.
Okay.
Should I wait?
So,
Are,
we're
so
gonna
are we
open
going to
it.
try to open the sarcophagus or not?
I think that's the consensus.
Sif, did you pick the weapon back up?
No. Sif was waiting until it cooled off completely before he was gonna at least stow it on his back.
It seems to
Okay.
have appeared to cool off.
When I try and touch it, does it immediately start heating back up again?
Yes.
And Sif's just kind of waves his hand up and is like, "Yep, no, I can confirm it's definitely not for me." And Sif will look and see Kovash is already way down the way.
Can I pick it up?
As you touch it, it also begins heating up again.
Can I go
Wait.
pick it up?
Keep it away from the jars, guys.
We're way away.
It seems that any single person that tries to pick it up at the moment, it begins glowing white hot.
Oh, it's
Sif
mad.
will-
Wait,
Sif,
I know.
wait, can
I
Sif
know.
try wrapping the snakeskin back around the handle?
Aww.
You can try, but it will probably burn you.
Can I use my sword to hold it up while I kind of while I kind of start to wrap the snakeskin around at least?
Sure. It seems like you are able to get it on. However, the heat, as you're still apparently touching it with your sword, doesn't go away and begins transferring to your sword.
And Sif will lower it down and, well, not too worried about the sword being hot. Used to that. And it's strange. But Kovash.
What?
Won't you try grabbing it one last time? It started burning after you.
Kovash runs and jumps over the glyphs to the party.
All right.
He
So,
sounds
he
so
sounds so
upset.
sad.
No one's watching our flank. What if those things know we fell down the pitfall down here?
And Sif will replace him on watch,
Kovash
taking
tries
away
to
the
grab.
torch.
Kovash, as you attempt to reach for the weapon, you watch as it begins lifting into the air on its own and hobbles for a second before. Excuse me, Katra, you have to quick dodge out of the way as it end over end turns, spinning and flying straight to the wall where it was and embedding itself where it was again.
Whoa.
Oh! That's
Lovely.
pretty dope. Wait, question. Was the shadow gone when the axe was out of the wall?
The shadow was not on the wall. No.
Okay, but the shadow. Well, not that. Never mind. I'm on watch.
Nothing happened with the whistle again?
No, sir.
Ooh.
All right. Everybody, step away from the tomb.
What
Cop-
are you doing?
Yeah.
I am going to push in numbers 2 through 10.
Why?
Because that's 54.
Are you actually doing that, Jonah?
What about the other numbers?
I think it's like a combination.
Then why don't you press the 5 and the 4 at the same time to make 54?
Wait, you only have numbers 0 through 10,
Yeah,
and one of the numbers is 54, and one of them is 3, and one of them is 9.
Yes.
Why don't we start with the 5 and see what?
Okay, I'll take that.
That's pretty decent.
What if the combination is in code? What if you only have to hit 3 numbers to open the lock?
It's not. It's a push. You push numbers in.
Right.
not a
So what if
press.
you only have press and push is the same thing?
Sorry. It's like it's a slide number, right? You said, or is it a push in?
It seems like you push and it's like is in a sliding mechanism. It appears to slide into the tomb.
So what if you only have to push 3 numbers?
Why not 4 numbers?
Because there's only 3 numbers in the combination, 54, 3, 9. What I'm saying is all 3 of those numbers can be divided by 3 to give you numbers between 0 and 10.
Or maybe it's math. What if it's 54 minus 3 minus 9?
813.
That would be my guess if it's a code.
I mean, if
The
it's
only thing that makes sense.
if it's supposed to be 42, then that would be everything but 4 and 9.
And
Where are
all
you
this
getting
math is starting to
42
make
from?
Dickus head hurt. He starts getting ready to pull out Shatter Spike.
Where are you getting 42 from?
54 minus 3 minus 9.
I feel like you guys are doing too much, but I'm not the brains of the party.
That's math.
Math. What is this math you speak?
I feel like a simpler math is that 54,
Dikuth,
3,
give
and
me a
all
perception check.
Okay. I can do that.
You do remember and see as you're walking around that there is more stuff on top of the crypt that you
What
can't
do you-
see because none of you are tall enough.
Oh.
Kovac hops the glyphs and leaves.
Dickus climbs on top of the.
All right.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You whistle now that you're over the grave.
You see a long paragraph of writing followed by the same glyphs, which you were told were 3 sets of numbers. The 54-3-9.
Hey, Jonah, these losers have a whole book written up here. I read this.
If
I
we'll hop the
climb on
room.
top of the tomb.
I climb on top of the tomb.
All again.
As you climb up there, Jonathan, you're able to read that it says, "Here lies Tloques-Popolocas, master of the others, he who died on this date that we carved in stone."
Whoa, hang- So he who died on this date carved in the stone.
"And shall rise again when he sees fit." 54-3-9.
Okay. So, it's the whole general same yada yada. Here lies what's his name, or what's her name. Could be a girl. Don't really know. But it looks like these dates are the day that he died,
That seems correct. If you're
and then
asking me, I apologize.
no. I'm just saying it
Okay.
loud. And then this last part after the numbers says he shall rise again when he sees fit. I don't know what that last part means. But these
And-
numbers is his death date, apparently.
Dikuth pulls out the nightcaller whistle once more.
Oh, and you do see another name listed as well. It's underneath. I apologize. I did not see this. It's underneath those numbers as well.
Zatzalaha?
Yes, sir.
All right, so looks like there's another name here, Zatzlaha. I don't know what that is. Could just be a word. Could be a name.
And one last time, Dikuth is going to pull out the nightcaller whistle.
All right.
Give
And
it a
once
blow.
again, the same thing happens.
I guess he will rise when he sees fit.
Walk onto the other side and kind of keep an eye on the axe, and then while they're futzing around with the tomb, the axe.
So are we gonna
looking around?
crack this sucker open now?
I mean, looks like you guys made the decision to crack it open, so go for it, I guess.
Now, are we gonna mess around with these numbers, or can I just break this thing open?
I think the numbers first.
Oh, you're
That's
kind of
fair.
quiet, Steve, just so you know. I'll turn you up.
I think we should try the numbers first.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well,
Well, Jelenith's the only person who can read them. So
Jelenith,
please,
trust you.
Jelenith.
So what am I pressing? Or what am I sliding?
Let's
Um,
try simple.
5439.
Sure. Everybody take a step back. Kovash, you're a good distance.
Sif will step back and will prep his shield, and redraw his sword.
Shatter Spike and my Spellguard shield are ready as well.
Yeah.
will-
I can't see the map, but I step back. So
Sif will actually kind of call the Buell, so he's kind of back over by the torch area.
yeah, I can't. I can't actually move my token, but I do that.
You're fine where you are.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Perfect.
So I will push in the 5 and the 4 first.
And as you press the 5, you watch it slide into the tomb and immediately slide back out. and you watch as if the number 5 or the glyph 5 in this Maztecan language, in between, above that, in that 4 glyph spot, a number 5 in golden lettering appears, and then you press 4, and it happens again.
That looks
can't-
promising.
Okay. Can I take a closer look real quick? Actually, do those dashed line actually look like a dashed line, or are those missing numbers?
Give me an investigation check.
God.
Oh no.
You're not entirely sure. Reading this kind of for the first time, it seems like it's roughly translated to mean like a gap or a dash, but you're not sure.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, can I push into 0?
And as you press in the 0, you watch it slide out, and a 0 appear after a dash next to the 5 and the 4.
After the
Oh
dash?
no.
Yes, sir.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I wasn't
What
for
was
sure.
the last glyph you saw that you said that that looks like a dash?
There's no glyph that looks like a dash. Fuck. I'll just push the 9 now and just see what happens.
And then a 9 appears in that 4th slot. And you wait a moment, and the lettering disappears.
Okay. Let's try this again. 5, followed by the 4, followed by a 3, followed by a 9.
So you watch as it goes 5, 4, dash, 3, dash, 9 on its own. And the gold lettering brightens into this yellow bright light as you all hear as a bunch of dust explodes from around the lid of what you assume now is the sarcophagus, as it and the dust expands across the room, and you hear it as the top of the lid slides slightly open.
It can't be this easy. This is
If
too
looks towards
easy.
Dikuth and looks to Jelenith and says, "You're right. So be ready."
This
And
is too easy.
Dikuth pushes the lid open.
will help, and Sif will help him.
Give me a strength check, both of you.
Oh yeah, this is a big guy, ain't it?
And you actually have to get up there as well, by the way.
Can I
Push it
do
off.
a regular strength check,
Yep.
or can I do athletics?
Regular strength check. Easy enough. The two of you put your backs into it, and the top of the sarcophagus falls to the floor with a loud tumble. The stone doesn't break, however. Underneath,
And
you
what do I see?
the block beneath the slab is hollow, and inside is a crumbling skeleton decked out in decayed finery. It appears to have been a man of taller than average stature, obviously of great importance. Gems and other small adornments of obvious value lie on and around the body. Covering the skull is a mask of jade with cowrie shell eyes and obsidian pupils. About the corpse's neck is a jade pendant carved with the face of a human-like bat.
Steve
Wait,
is like, "I'm coming
above
closer."
the eye?
Like that?
What else?
Is that a
Wait,
like bat?
what about
Hang on.
What about the eye?
Where was the human face thing again?
On the it was a mask.
It's a mask. It's a mask of jade with cowrie shell eyes. Whatever. I'm not entirely sure what those are.
They're like these little white shells
There you
that
go.
fold in, kind of like the shell pop.
And then the pupils of those shells are obsidian. And then on the corpse's neck is a jade pendant carved with the face of a human-like bat.
And then as soon as the lid is off and Dikuth sees this wealth, Dikuth says, "Thank you, Mr. Pollo Loco."
Sif? Hmm.
Can I take the mask?
How thick was that slab of stone?
It's
Thick with 2 C's.
yeah.
Hmm.
I take the mask.
It is.
Sif will.
I believe Katya would like to
around
take the
2.5
mask.
feet thick stone.
Sif will actually kind of slap at Katra's hand for a moment, point to what Jelenith and say, "You're usually right." And Sif, taking into account how thick that stone was, will one more time feel out with divine sense.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's coming back when he feels like it at all.
And immediately as you reach out, Tempest basically smacks you upside the head with a large force of psychic impact as you get the darkest sense of undead staring at you in the face.
Sif immediately swings his blade, swings his blade and says, "Tempest guide my hand," and takes a step back and looks at everyone.
What did you swing your blade at?
No, I mean like swinging in as it lights
He
and flame.
draws his blade.
Oh,
It's been
okay,
drawn.
okay.
I'm just like, and take a step back.
I'm going
That
to follow suit.
Dikuth isn't as
Could you post that again for me? I don't know where I can scroll up. You are sure.
Oh wait, divine sense, or
Yeah. You know.
I would know what type, but not the name or
Yeah,
anything
you
of
know
the light.
it is a vampire.
Oh,
And Sif conveys that out with like a moderate silence as Kacha follows suit and looks at Dikuth and says, "That's a vampire."
I want the mask.
Was that even a word you just used? I have no idea what that is.
Vampire?
You're really quiet again, buddy.
Wait, what's That's
No,
a
what a-
vampire.
You don't know what a vampire is?
Dikuth is not familiar with vampires, no.
You've never read a story about vampires. I'm out to suck your blood.
I don't know what a vampire is.
Sif will kind of like wave Jelenith, will wave Dikuth back a bit and say, "All I can tell you is that vampires are vastly, usually powerful creatures.
He doesn't look very
They-
powerful to me.
Yeah, they're
If
weak to
you
fire.
Do you want
They're-
what the rest of
Part
his
of it.
wisdom?
That's not true, actually. They're weak to the radiance and sunlight.
Also fire.
I've read of their stories. Though I never have encountered one. Also, I feel like Tempest slapped the shit out of me because I think he expected me to know that. So,
So let's burn it and take its stuff.
I'm with that. Well, I think we should take this stuff before we burn it. I feel like things lose value if you burn them.
Yes. However, you don't want to be bitten by a vampire. It's not very pleasant, from what I understand or read.
I feel like being bitten by anyone is unpleasant.
I need to double check my notes before
Yes,
I
but they-
make this action. One moment.
Other people don't tend to suck your blood until you die, and
What?
then you
Oh,
don't
there
raise as a slave under their power.
Maybe that explains why I couldn't wake him up.
Because he's already awoken. He's just sleeping.
I mean, he
If
looks
that
like
makes
a skeleton. I don't know how awake he is.
We should feed it some blood.
Wait. Sif is going to kind of glance back. And stepping forward, I'm gonna hold my blade over the corpse to like get a real good look at all of the glinting jewelry and the such. What do I all see
You
again?
see a lot of
A
it as
mask?
you actually look over the body now. It's not just the mask. Once you look over that, I'll read that again. There's
I remember
a
the mask.
mask of jade with shell eyes and obsidian pupils, and then the jade pendant carved with the face of the human-like bat. And then as you look over his body, you see that strands of hair that still remain on the skull are gathered into black obsidian and red pipestone tubes. Above the mask, on the corpse's forehead, is a diadem of dark opals and jade discs. I'll let you guys take your notes.
So, question.
Can you repeat
These-
that?
Anything else? Like anything
Sure,
on the
I can-
along the arms or
I
body?
can copy and put. There's a whole bunch more. Hold on.
Oh
Okay.
fuck. Okay.
Here's this. Well,
Red
to
pipestone.
either side of the mask are jade earplugs carved in several pieces to resemble budding flowers. Draped over the rib cage is a breastplate made of loops of tubular jade interspersed with bone dividers.
The fuck is this thing?
I mean, he's a skeleton. If we just like
Sif,
take his
Sif
head,
is going to kind of point towards Dikuth and motion for him to get onto the other side. And while holding the blade and looking over these other portions,
Hold on, there's more.
oh yeah,
Scattered around the neck, from what you can see so far, are jade beads shaped like spheres, cylinders, trilobed beads, floral buds, open flowers, pumpkins, melons, and a snake's head.
oh,
About the wrists are wide jade bead bracelets.
ooh, ooh.
Damn, is there anything around that looks kind of like it's
Hold on.
Whoa!
Let me finish this, guys.
oh, okay.
Sorry
there's
about that.
more loot.
On the middle finger of each hand are carved jade rings.
Stay away from those, Katra.
One in the form of a man holding the moon, and the other a panther ready to strike.
Sif is going to. Oh wait, is there more? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Oh,
I'll tell
God.
you when I'm done.
Oh my fuck! This dude must have been fucking like, jeez.
I mean, they don't build you tombs full of poisonous gas if you're just a
Pressed
commoner.
pressed into the fingers of each hand is a large bead, a jade cube in the right hand, and a spherical agate in the left hand. So in the right hand you got this jade cube, and in the left you got a spherical agate. At the feet of the skeleton lie two small containers, apparently of glazed clay, one fitted with flower-shaped plugs in both ends, the other holding a 1-inch diameter piece of mother of pearl. And then one more.
If Bender was here, he'd be shitting bricks. Literally.
Well, I don't mind telling you this one because that'll just be annoying to do. And then finally, lying among the hip bones is a 6-inch long statue of a faceless man with large pointed ears. Plugged at the bottom is a bottle that contains a clear red liquid that has tiny bubbles of light in it. And that, my friends, is the last bit of it.
Sif is going to kind of look at all of them and say, "I don't trust the rings. I don't trust anything on the face. But this thing is a vampire.
Let's
Yeah,
kill it.
wait. Is there anything around that looks like it can be a cup or a bowl or hold some type of liquid?
Not that you see.
Does anyone have anything that can hold liquid in their inventories?
I have a water skin filled with fire breath potion that I
I
can
have one
drink.
of those too. But
I don't have
that
divine favor.
whatever's in those jars out there is highly flammable. This is a vampire.
Didn't you just take a flask of it?
I mean, yeah, but I don't want to use the flask that I took.
Well, you can refill the flask easily enough.
Okay. Point is, we can set it on fire. But I'm sure that's after we've taken everything that we want to take. We just have to make sure it stays inert while we take what we want.
And if it should rise,
Slash first and ask questions later.
if it rises, I'm the best suited to fight it for the moment.
Oh,
So
good.
everyone-
Then you can face it by yourself then.
I can do that. I very much actually prefer that. But of course, I'd much like to know that you all have my back just in case.
Hey,
Uh,
Sif.
Let's start from the feet up. When this thing wakes, we want to be ready.
I'm gonna take out the what you call it, flask of whatever black liquid it is and get ready. If it starts moving, I'm just gonna start throwing it on the body.
All right. What are the rest of you doing?
Sif will.
So you said you want to
unclip the
start with
breastplate.
the. You said you want to start with the feet,
Start
or what do you?
start from the feet and head up. I'll unclip the breastplate so that way when you guys get to this, you can simply slide it off, get it off. We'll have to move the body to get the back of it.
Well, there's a lot of treasure here.
It's one of those kinds of breastplates, right? Or is it one that's latched at the shoulders?
As you kind of begin looking at it, it's not fully on him at the moment.
Oh. Okay, then I'll point that out to everybody after that. Actually, the breastplate isn't exactly on him. You can probably get that off easy.
So what are you guys doing?
Wait.
Kovash is still keeping watching the hall, maybe pacing up and down at
Give
this
me a
point.
perception check, buddy. Uh, 2 seconds.
Kovash has been quiet.
Kovash has never really been the loud side.
You hear a faint melodious sound coming from this direction.
Uh-oh.
Or I should say more, this direction.
Ooh, nice attention draw.
Yeah, that was weird.
The DM has learned some new tricks in Roll20.
I
Mhm.
have, guys, and it's
Yep.
amazing.
And it's
Hey,
gonna be
Sif, can you toss me that snakeskin wrap real quick?
Did not get pulled on that ping.
the wrap
Oh,
is
you did not? I apologize.
the Sif kind of points over at the axe and says, "The wrap's back on the axe."
Oh, you put it back in the axe?
Yeah, I tried to,
Did
and
you on
well,
that one?
then Kovash. That's before Kovash tried, and then it went
Can
back.
I try to sneak my head in and see if I can see anything?
Yeah, give me a stealth check followed by a perception check. As you look and you begin creeping forward, slightly reminiscing about your days in the woods, you hear the sound grow louder, but you see nothing, and it feels like it's coming from somewhere in this direction. It just keeps bouncing up out of this stairwell.
Kovacs is just gonna post at this door and keep an eye on that stairwell in case anything comes up.
Sure. And it just seems like a very simple floating melody that just continues.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back away from this tomb into the hallway. If you guys are ready to take whatever you want, go for it. I'm just gonna be right back here where it's safe and not close to anything flammable or undead like.
Sif will pull off the breastplate and look to the corpse and see if it responds.
As you pull off the breastplate, the corpse slightly moves from you moving it. As it settles and the dust settles, you do now see that there are all of these jade beads all through the rib cage and the neck. And you can sit there and count them, but it will add up to around 156 of these jade beads.
Holy Tempest wealth. And Sif's going to place the breastplate down onto the ground beside him.
Alright, and it does feel pretty sturdy to you. It feels like it could be useful.
Am I able to get like a decent look at the body itself, actually? Like, can I actually see like what would be like rotten flesh or any of the such?
So you basically see that this is pretty much a almost entirely decomposed corpse. It's mostly bones, with what little bit of structure is being held together is probably also being held with the armor that you now are messing with. As he is wearing more armor besides than just the breastplate, but it all appears to be like pieces here and there.
Okay. Sif will look to Katra and will move. Actually, we'll look to Dikuth and Katra and say, "Shall I just continue, or?" Oh, yeah. Actually, yes. You keep that flask.
Yes, continue, but I really want the mask.
Yes. And then Sif will look over towards Bjolf. And then back towards the corpse again, and is going to start to take off the bracelet.
All right. As you do, the right arm bone seems to cave in a little bit, but other than that, nothing else happens. And you get these gorgeous long. It would seem like they start right below your elbow and go all the way to your wrist. Jade bead, glyph bracelets.
Ooh. And Sif will then place them down with the breastplate, and once again double check with the body before he's gonna then go with the right hand ring since the right arm caved in.
the right.
While
ring,
this is
sir?
going on,
Yes.
while this is going on, Dick is gonna pull the axe out of the wall once more, and he's just gonna plop down on the floor and just kind of
Oh
focus
no.
on.
You try as you might, uh, you're unable to even shift the axe out of the wall.
Oof.
And as you're
Hmm.
expending some of your energy to do so, you begin to go into a coughing fit as this green gas is starting to affect you more as you all take 4 points of poison damage.
Oof. So I just negated this one for us. That's nice.
Thanks.
All right. We shouldn't be here too much longer.
And you said which ring did you take? I apologize.
Now the right hand ring because the right arm caved in.
Yeah, on the right hand ring is the man holding the moon, and it comes off without resistance.
I'm gonna look to Kasha
So,
and I'm gonna offer it for her, and I'm gonna say, "Don't put it on. Some of us might like it." And he's just gonna kind of, well, you can't see, but he's just kind of giving you like one of those smirks under his helmet before he kind of like drops it in your hand.
so, guys, the tune said he'll wake up when he sees fit. I don't think he sees fit, so can we just take all this stuff? Do we have to really worry about him?
Well, the idea actually is, Dikuth, it's like a puzzle.
What
We
if
can
there's
take,
just one thing he doesn't want you to take?
and if we take that,
Puzzles make my head hurt.
basically, we might be able to get away with all we might want and not even wake him up. Or, if he does wake up, and these are some magical boundaries like my blade or that axe on the wall, he has all the less defenses and all the means to stop us.
Hmm.
It's preparation and patience. I learned this from a long, long campaign. And I hope to show it to you as you are a courageous and charismatic leader. And then Sif will go for the feet. Oh wait, no, okay. 2 small containers.
You
No,
have the
okay,
wrist.
sorry. Middle finger, bracelets, rib cage. Okay, yeah, let's go with the other ring now. On the other hand,
All right, and same as the other, the panther that seems ready to strike comes off his hand, and his hand back to the coven. However, as you see that you affect these bones, nothing seems to happen to them outwardly. Like, yes, the bone cracked on the one arm, but it didn't disappear. It didn't disintegrate.
oh, okay, okay. Well, that would have changed my action. Oh, thank you for clarification, though.
Hey, Sif, this guy looks kind of juicy.
Did you all want the mask?
Absolutely.
Because, and
It's like the only thing we want.
he's gonna point towards the bottle with the faceless man and the pointed ears, and say, "That can't be coincidental." So,
We've
Dick,
all got our weapons ready.
yes, Master Dikuth, but if you want to take it, I ask that you, because if
The
last,
mask? Oh, yeah. I got
and
you.
Sif will
I got
then kind of get into a readied stance. How tall is this tomb again?
Taller than you. It's
Can I climb up so that way I'm standing on the edge?
yeah. Dickens was easily able to climb. There's many handholds and everything.
All right, I will kind of get myself into a nice readied stance, and I'd like to ready an attack action on this corpse if it rises or stirs.
All right.
And Dicketh is gonna, when he goes for this mask, he's gonna try to do it as gentle as possible. I'm imagining like Tom and Jerry, you know, when he kind of like walks his fingers along quietly to try and grab something, that's what Dikuth.
As you pull
And
away the jade mask, it's heavy in your hands. You weren't expecting this much weight from the mask, but as you pull it away, an even brighter glint glints off the torch. From beneath the mask are fragments of bone, as though the skull has been crushed. Within the fragments of the jaw is a spherical white onyx.
A white
and
onyx?
Dikuth grabs it without question.
All right. And
Sith-
as the mask and the spherical white onyx leaves the tomb, you all get the same woof as the dust poof, out of the coffin rises and expands across the room. And as you all kind
Oh
of
God.
and shake it out, nothing seems to have changed.
Well, I personally think we should maybe get out of here after that one.
There's still all the jades, the pipestone tubes.
Right.
And wasn't there something around his neck?
Yes, there was a jade pendant carved with the face of a human-like bat.
That sounds interesting too.
So what are you guys doing?
Well, I am. Is anyone gonna keep? Is anyone gonna keep looting? Looting, or am I gonna? Or am I? Are we switching positions here?
If Sif's, what's the pendant held by? Is it like wrapped with like what looks like twine?
No,
Or
it is
leather?
a complete gold chain.
Oof. There goes that idea.
Pull his head off.
I'm ready to. I'm ready to just pull his face off.
Yeah, it's already crushed.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
And
Dikuth?
Continue to
Oh,
hold.
you're doing it? Okay, go for it.
Katra will like push the vial over at Dikuth and be like, "Hey, be ready to splash." And he will like reach down and like in a manner that could be considered respectful, take the necklace around around the corpse's corpse.
Okay, the grave, right? As long as you respect.
Hey, I was raised with morals.
That's the truth.
All right, as you take the necklace, that same dust that had expanded throughout the room puffs back into the air and
Oh.
all sucks back into the coffin itself. And you all begin watching as these dust-stirred clouds began to gather on the bones as they knit back together.
Knew it!
It begins to sit up, this corpse, as the flesh begins to flesh back together.
Damn!
Dumps
Go
the vial.
ahead, Kovash. Or Sif, I apologize.
Is he technically prone?
Yes.
Advantage!
That's going to hit.
And I will blow a second level Divine Smite
Alrighty.
for an
Dikuth,
extra 38.
Huh?
did you splash the liquid?
I said it, but I don't. I'm waiting.
Ooh!
Don't you get additional? Oh no, you added the additional 1d8 because he's
Oof,
undead,
I
right?
just had bad roll.
Is the creature undead? Because if so, you get additional damage.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Divine
I do
Smite.
get another D8
He,
He is undead, yes.
for a total of 22. 9 slashing from a magical weapon, 11 or 13 radiant. It has been more than a minute though, so I did not also add the 2d6 fire because
So-
the flames went out after
Sure.
a minute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you all watch as the slash begins arcing towards are you you're as your sword begins arcing towards the corpse, you all watch as it ignites into this righteous flame that smites into the shoulder part of this somewhat not fully together corpse, and it into this radiant explosion that pulses out, and you watch as it. What are the rest of you doing?
I had attempted to dump that vial before Sith attacked. I don't know if that got off or not.
Oh, I held this one for as soon as he moved. That's why that one went right off.
Oh, was that okay? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, no, I held it from way back when you were lifting the masks, and then continued to hold it when you did.
Any of you doing anything?
Can any of us like see it?
Not at the moment, no.
The answer. Well, I need to know if he actually dumped the liquid out because I was gonna set it on fire if he did.
Did you dump it out?
I called out that I
Yes,
dumped it
then
as soon as he started sitting up.
A large amount of this black liquid splashes onto his body.
And Dikuth instinctively backs up a space or a spot.
And I am going to firebolt the liquid. I suppose I could just press a digitation, right? We'll firebolt.
Well, flavor.
At least it's normal.
All right, that hits. Roll for
Fireball.
damage.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. You watch as the fire bursts and ignites all across the corpse's body as it begins screeching out in this unnatural sound. This is such an interesting thing.
The vampire?
Oh, is it like one of those like super special creatures?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was like, yeah.
oh God. Oh no.
Had to
Like
take
traps
the
him in
neck.
his magical
I
fire.
had to take the necklace.
Own is
Oh no. Perfect. You watch. How would you like to do this,
Who are you talking to?
Steven?
Me?
Steve?
Oh. So as the liquid like splashes onto him, I imagine Catra would just like pull up his finger gun, and you would see the area around him like dim a bit as he just like pulls up his finger, and you see the thumb click down, and like the firebolt would hit the liquid like right as it hits the body, and just like explode all over in like kind of napalm like explosion.
Definitely leave me back.
Beautiful.
And yeah, you, Dikuth, and even yourself have to shirk away from the immediate heat that hits all of you from this glowing corpse as it roasts inside its own coffin, and you hear dying sounds as it slowly echoes out and ends.
I'm gonna like grab like anything else in there that looks of value as quick as I possibly can.
Dikuth actually puts on the mask and starts making agonizing moans like, who
Oh
am I?
my
That's who
God.
I am.
Sif just shakes his head and goes to try to take the axe out of the wall.
The only thing that seems to be left are several pieces of black obsidian and the potion at his near his hips the glass seems flame touched, but it doesn't appear to have affected it too much. And that is the one that is a clear red liquid that has tiny bubbles of light in it.
That sounds like a
We'll
whole.
take them all.
All right, and you take everything as you look at the crumpling. Now you see black essence begin absorbing
Guys.
the corpse of the body.
Guys, can we put that lid back on?
It was 2 feet of solid stone. I don't know if we can lift that, bud.
There's like 6 of us.
Sif tries to pull the axe from out of the wall now that we think the thing might be dead.
Whooshing! Comes out in your hands.
I swing it a few times and prepare to drop it if it heats up.
Nothing seems to happen.
Another few swings?
Seems very well balanced.
Brings me back to my youth.
Uh,
You guys kind of just see Sif like actually just kind of wield it with 2 hands and hold it up for a moment, just kind of.
Katra, you watch as the body dissipates completely into this black essence that just.
Guys, this vampire is
pops
gonna raise
out.
back up in a couple of minutes.
No, you watch it disappear.
Oh, as in like it doesn't look like it's
You
regathering
watch it
into like.
swirl into this little black cloud in the center of the coffin, and then you hear this sound, and it just disappears.
Guys, so it turned into black smoke and disappeared. I don't feel confident. Like, I've never killed a vampire before, so I don't know if it's like dead or if it's coming back or if it's whatever. But
I'm sorry
I
to
think
interrupt you.
disappearing is a pretty
I was
good
gonna
sign.
say, if we could get the lid back on, that would make me feel better. Otherwise, I think we should like move.
Does
You all hear suddenly, in a deep, deep, reverberating voice that seems to echo and nearly burst your eardrums. Kovash Jeleneth, you both hear this as well. It says, Zotzilla will have his revenge.
And Dikuth yells, "No, he won't."
But will he though?
Was that in common?
That was in common.
And Sif will call out. So take it upon me, now, coward.
Is it possible for me to make a
Interesting for
history
one.
check on that name?
Oh, sorry. What did you say? I'm sorry.
Is it possible for me to make a history check on that name?
Sure, or a religion check if you'd like.
Okay.
You hear an immediate response, actually, Sif. You hear, interesting, coming from one who strikes one in his own bed.
Interesting for one who would suck upon one within their own home. One who would patter such a guest-worthy response. I welcome you to my home, and you
let's
drink
not
my blood.
let's not poke the vampire in the nose.
You watch as the lights flutter slightly as the darkness seems to grow, and then and the dust drops back to the ground. And all light seems to go back to the normal half-reduced light before control flame is used.
Wait, so is that guy Zotzilla or is that guy Tloques-Popolocas? Now I'm lost.
Bjolf, you don't know of this. You've not heard of this name before. However, there is a slight sultry whisper in your ear, and it giggles and says, That's my name.
Huh. Fuck.
Okay.
Plot drop.
Seth,
Bum,
what are you
bum,
rolling
bum.
for? Are the same thing?
Yeah, I was seeing if I could if I knew what that name
You have
spoke of.
no fucking idea.
Not a fucking
Oh,
clue.
That's not even a like the name is of a language that you don't even understand. Like Zelaha is not even something that you would ever pronounce in your life.
And Sif will kind of twirl the blade down, place it on the ground, and kind of bow his head a little bit and say, "Now I just need to figure out what the fuck you speak so I can learn it."
And that's where we're gonna take our first break, or our break, I should say.
oh, oh.
So, can I just say that I love how everyone blamed Steve for removing the necklace, but it was definitely me removing the onyx that caused him to awaken.
I don't know. I don't. I.
Is it?
I don't think it was
Because
an immediate wake up kind of thing. I like the first. What was the first thing we removed that caused the dust plume?
The
I don't
mask,
know, but
Breastplate.
the
crushing a
mask
vampire's
caused
skull and shoving something
The
into its mouth is
the mat.
definitely
Wait,
how you're supposed to stop one.
I
as
really?
as soon as the mask was lifted
Yeah.
off was when the first dust explosion happened.
That's true. But a medieval technique for stopping vampires was literally shoving stones in people's mouths.
Hmm.
That's not
Um.
additional
Uh.
vampires.
Hey Kyle. What?
Okay.
back to Dickus Band of Merry Men on New Platinum Content. I'm the Banana Kyle. Last we left off, the group had met an undead creature of some kind and have seemingly dealt with it for now. After exploring its crypt and learning something of it and also taking some of its possessions, they set it ablaze with divine and arcane fire. It
Quote
seemingly
some.
it seemingly dissipated and disappeared, and the axe was then pulled off the wall. With that, you were given a warning from a voice that reverberated through the temple, and that is where we'll pick up. And that, my friends, is what I'll ask: is what are you doing now that you've dealt with all of this in here?
Sif
So
is gonna.
Dikuth is.
Sif.
Go ahead, Sif.
No, you go ahead, Dickett.
I was just gonna say that Dikuth is totally wearing this mask right now.
Sif would like to go over his knowledge of vampires for a moment while he's kind of
Sure.
smuttering over this axe.
Give me a history check, please.
Hey,
Sure, it's gonna-
how are
I
things
am
going in there? I saw a flash of light.
Oh!
From the best that you can tell or remember, you know that radiant light and holy magic seems to have an extreme effect on a vampire. Vampires drink blood and create thralls underneath them when they do so, or if they choose to do so, and that's pretty much all you can tell.
Katra is gonna go back to these urns and refill the flask
Sure.
with
Oh,
black liquid. And
I
he's
see
gonna call
Ketra's
out to John.
alive.
Yeah, we killed a vampire.
You could have what?
We
Fire.
stopped it for now. I'm not so sure, especially if that was it speaking.
Whoa,
Dicketh,
Dikuth,
you
what is on your face?
and Sif is going to actually look
The
to
mask.
Katra and wave it and offer his hand forward and say, "The rings for a moment, Katra."
And I give them back to you.
And I'm going to take out one of my extra pouches, put the rings in, as well as any of the other baubles or the such that are small enough to fit. Put that to the side and heft the breastplate, the bracers, and such out, and is gonna ask Kovash to hold onto the breastplate for a moment. As it's too heavy for him to carry.
Kovash motions for you guys to shut up and to listen to the singing coming from the next room.
Yeah, well, Jeleneth, you would have heard this as well, by the way. I didn't realize that you had entered the hallway. But as you looked at Kovash and had kind of walked up behind him, you do hear this soft, melodious sound coming from the stairwell that you had seen in the last room.
Can I understand it?
It's just a tune. It just seems to.
Oh, okay. So it's like a hum.
Yeah.
Well,
And yeah, Dikuth
guys,
is now
we have
wearing this
company.
crazy looking mask of jade with shell eyes and obsidian pupils. It's actually kind of frightening.
Why don't you stay 20 or 30 feet behind me and I'll creep up and see if I can get creep down the stairs and see if I can see anything.
Got it.
Hey DM, does this breastplate just weigh the same as a normal breastplate? Or does it weigh?
It weighs around 15 pounds.
Oh, so lighter.
Oh, light ass breastplate.
You realize that it has a similar construction to studded leather armor.
Oh.
Um, Kovacs, as you return to the stairs, uh, you see that the landing at the foot of the short flight of steps is filled with mud and silt that partially blocks the door leading northwards. The door is meant to be open inward, for there are hinges on this side and a large grip to pull on.
But I don't see anything on the stairs.
No, you definitely hear it coming from the other side of this door.
Okay, I'm gonna motion for the others to be quiet. Or Jeleneth if it's just Jeleneth behind me.
At this point, Dikuth has
Gonna try
probably
to
wandered into.
open the door a little bit.
As you try, you notice that there's no way even your great strength is going to be able to move it through this mud and silt without at least clearing the way first.
Can anyone clear some of this stuff out of the way? Mud, dirt, earth.
Prestidigitation can do wonders, but I don't think it can do those type of wonders.
No, this requires like digging and bucket.
Alright.
Um,
I guess I'll start digging then.
actually, let me check something.
Alright, as you begin digging the silt out, it's semi-liquid and continually flows back.
Yep, I can't do anything about this door, guys.
You notice, though, as you're swishing the water and mud and silt around, you do notice that some of it does disappear behind the door.
As I'm digging, some of the water from it is like sliding under the
Yeah,
door.
along with some of the mud and silt.
I guess unless someone comes up with anything, I'm gonna like doggy style dig until it seems
It's
like there's
about
something.
18 to 24 inches of mud, silt, and crap.
Like I
Well,
said,
if
I
Unless
really
I-
can't
can't.
open it, that means other people probably can't open it.
Wait, that's the door the singing was coming out of, correct?
we checked both the other hallways. We don't have another option.
Check all down the hall, the hall the other way.
I'm pretty sure it was the exact same.
You guys checked out.
There are stairs going down this way, but I don't think there's any mud. Is there as much mud over here?
I don't believe I said that, but I can double check.
Are these stairs caved in?
Yes, those stairs around the corner there are caved in.
There isn't
Sorry,
as
everybody.
much mud. Oh my goodness. There isn't as much mud or water even. There's only about an inch.
So this hallway looks passable.
Where'd everybody else go?
What are the rest of you doing? Sif?
I guess
I'm pretty sure me and Bill 4 aren't too far behind. I'm just trying to help roll 20 so Laney can see.
Oh, Lainey can't see?
Yeah, I can't see the map at all.
Well, there is a set of stairs here.
Nope, that was moving the map.
That's weird.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to go through the western hall since the northern door seems to be pretty much
Do we
blocked
want
in
to
with mud.
plan, or do you want to lead, Katra?
I never want to lead.
Should I take the lead?
Would
Oh!
like to.
There you
as
go.
Thank you.
I got it. Yay! I figured out what it was.
All right, let's check this door.
So yeah, that door is openable. It's not easy by any means. There is some strength and back required to be put into it. But as you do open the heavy stone door, you immediately get the sense that the room is also wet, and a heavy sense of moisture lays in the air. Let me
Nice.
let me fix that.
Can I peek into the room?
Yeah, I'm getting what you call it. We're trying. There we go. There you go.
Is this room just as muddy as the room we came from?
There's about a no. There's only about 1.5 inches of water and mud blanketing the floors. Like I said, the room is wet and the walls are covered with a slimy white buildup. Many overturned pedestals and pieces of broken statuary lie on the floor, partially buried in the mud. Opposite the entrance to this room is another door. Only one pedestal remains standing in the northwestern corner. On it sits a. This is interesting. All right. On it sits a metallic, small, three-sided pyramid. Overhead, in the shadow-draped ceiling, are inlaid colored tiles depicting a starry sky and forming strange patterns in the area above the pedestals.
Okay, I'm gonna take a step into. You said northwest corner.
Yep, so over here.
Is there any
Pedestal.
tracks in the mud?
Yeah, I was gonna. That's the next thing I was gonna say. Is there any tracks or trails in the mud?
You can give me survival checks, and or one of you can give me one with advantage.
I'm looking for their tracks because me and Bjolf were in the other room when they left.
Oh, you do see the door over here open now.
Oh, okay.
Natural 20.
Nice.
This
No,
never happens.
the mud doesn't seem turned at all. It doesn't seem affected, and it seems to have been here for a while and continuously dries and then gets wet again and then dries and gets wet again. However, you do see a dark, wet mass clinging to the wall above the western door over here. You can tell it's probably green. And at first you're worried before you're like, that's algae.
Wait,
Wasn't
what
like the
was
last
this
stuff?
yellow circle over here on the map?
That's the pedestal.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So yeah, you see like a broken pedestal with a small metallic three-sided pyramid sitting atop of it.
Before I check that, can I check the other broken pedestal, which I'm guessing are in the other corners?
Actually, there's many of these overturned pedestals and statuary all over. The only one that's not really broken is the one that's holding this one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you can check them if you'd like. Give me an investigation check. They all just
Not
seem to
doing
be of similar make as the one that's still standing. Maybe just some unfortunate cause with the mud and water causing them to crumble and decay.
All right.
Hey, look
you
at
guys,
this thing over here. Thing is weird.
Yeah, you guys check.
And what does Dikuth see at this little
It
pedestal
is
pyramid thing?
a small pyramid made completely of silver.
Are there any
Around
glyphs
it
or
are
words
these
or?
fallen, broken statuaries made of stucco, including a broken coyote, a crab-headed figure, an alligator-headed figure, a feathered warrior, and a jaguar.
And you said that was next to the pyramid itself.
Yeah, they're kind of scattered around on the ground, broken and in piles.
And now is the pyramid a part of the
It
pedestal?
doesn't appear to be so.
Okay. What do you guys make of this triangle thing? It's like 4 triangles standing next to each other. It's weird.
This circle is a... Sorry.
Are there any
And Sif-
markings on the pyramid
Sif-
itself?
Sif starts to begin to answer and then actually just kind of starts to break out into a small fit of giggles.
I'm sorry.
Are we missing something?
No, sorry. Just not sure what to make of it, Dickie.
Kasha,
Are there
you're
any
the
markings
smart
on the
one. Why don't you
pyramid?
look at it?
I'm sorry, what did you say, Lainey?
Are there any markings on the pyramid itself?
Absolutely none. It seems to be perfectly smooth.
Wait,
And
so
you said
there's.
that it's... Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna come a little closer to get a better look. You said there was a pyramid, and each side there's an animal carving.
There's stucco figures,
No,
like in the
like
first room we were
little
in.
statues that are broken in the mud around this one remaining pedestal. That on that pedestal is a small silver pyramid.
Does the pyramid look like it can be moved, or
It appears to be so, like it's not
Is
attached or anything.
is there a pyramid-shaped hole somewhere in the room?
You can give me an investigation check
I will help her out.
with advantage.
Wouldn't that be
Or him
convenient?
out. Sorry, I will help Bjolf out. Bjolf is very much not a woman. Look at that beard.
I do
Catra will
have a
pick up?
penis. I'll show it to you if you like.
Are you challenging me to a sword fight again?
From what you can tell, you don't see any pyramid-shaped holes.
Great. Cool.
Catra will pick it,
All right, you pick it up.
the pyramid, not
Yep.
Jolf's.
It's
No, we all know Contra wants to
about,
pick up
it
Bjolf's
weighs
penis.
pretty
We all know
heavy,
this
actually.
already.
It weighs
Not
probably
even.
5
You-
pounds.
You said it
My
weighs only
dick's
5
been-
pounds.
Yeah. Well, for a small pyramid, it's pretty heavy for what you thought it would be. Like, it is solid silver.
And it doesn't have any markings on any of the surfaces or anything.
None whatsoever.
What about on the bottom?
You look it's as
Yeah.
smooth as the others.
Damn.
And the pedestal like empty below or beneath it, like there's nothing on.
Yeah, it just seems like it was sitting on the flat pedestal. There does seem to be like a dust ring around it slightly.
Guys, this pyramid is really heavy to say that it's so small.
Kasha, you just work out your arms a little bit more. Maybe you should carry that.
Catra like tosses the pyramid at Dikuth.
And it only goes 2 feet forward.
Dikuth picks up the pyramid and holds on.
You mean Dikuth catches the pyramid?
I don't know
yeah,
if you can
Dikuth
throw it
catches
that
the
far.
pyramid. I mean, we're 5 feet apart.
I have the strength to throw a pyramid a silver pyramid 5 feet.
What are the rest of you
There you
doing?
go.
Kyle,
Sif is watching
Kyle,
this
I
whole
know you
thing.
just said. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, Sif is just watching this all transpire. He doesn't really have a clue with this room.
The party split up and start looking at and touching things and shakes his head.
Kyle, I know you said it's just algae, but I'm actually going to take a closer look at this
Sure.
weird face on the wall.
Go ahead and give me a nature check. It's
Ooh.
actually super interesting as you approach it. It looks like green slime at first, and then as you approach it and look at it, it is in fact algae. However, you have no idea what kind of algae this is. It seems to breathe in the moisture filled air. However, as the flames from the torch do come near it from Sif, it does seem to on its own shirk back from it.
Algae doesn't normally react as fast.
Can I grab the torch out of Sif's hand? Or no, wait, I guess I don't notice this, do I? Never mind.
You're close enough. It is interesting to watch a blob of green slime move away from a light that is 10 feet
Yeah.
from it.
Sif will give
Okay.
Yolf the torch.
Yeah.
If you'll pass
Yeah,
the light
can
over real
I-
quick, Kyle.
Yeah, so I grab it and then I just kind of like move it as close as I can to the algae.
And it does seem to like goo moving away from the source, just kind of separate from the fire.
Can I do that and try to like wave it around and see if I like see anything underneath the area where the algae is?
There doesn't appear to be anything underneath, but you do actually hit some of the algae, and you watch like it crisp slightly, but not burn or catch fire at all.
That's
Huh.
a little bit fucked up.
No, that's pretty normal for moss or algae.
I'm sorry. Do you know a lot of moss that runs away when fire gets near it?
No, that's the weird part. The part of it not burning, that's not the weird. That's normal. Algae
That's
doesn't really burn naturally. You got to really dry it out. And if it's sitting in this super moist room, it's not dry.
yeah.
But it's
It was
shirking
more
away.
the running away part that got to me.
Yeah, that's
So-
interesting.
Yeah, what's up with this door here?
Appears to be a similar door, like the one that you guys came through.
Does it open?
Dikuth tries to open it.
You once again have to put your shoulder into it and push, but give me a second.
I do whisper to the algae and I say, "Sorry, friend, we're just passing through."
Dick, you kept the triangle, right? Or the pyramid?
And it does
I'm
seem to
got
at
it in my
least
hand.
relax, and the motions seem to slow a little. And
Cool.
you open up the doorway, and you see that the walls and ceiling of this hallway are again coated with slime, and the floor of this passage is covered with a layer of mud, though this muck a steady stream of water trickles northward.
Why is this place so freaking gross?
And Sif will just call out, it's had a long time to rest.
Don't touch the walls, guys.
As you enter, you see that the stucco on the walls is flaking off, and there are glowing silver tracks in the slime crisscrossing the walls and the ceiling.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Silver
Mm.
tracks in the slime?
As you
Take
turn
it.
the corner, Dikuth, along the east wall of the passage stands a 12-foot tall stone statue of a man outfitted in fine clothing and holding a stone tray in his raised arms. Its eyes appear to be black gemstones. The right one droops out of its socket, balancing on the statue's cheek. From behind the left shoulder protrudes the hilt of a weapon, most likely a sword. The stone tray, as well as the forehead and the nose of the statue, are chipped and scratched.
Oh,
want to take things, but just have such bad experience with stats.
And there's a
And
handout for you.
Wait, it has a tray?
Yep.
Take
can I
we could always use more swords.
can I go up to the tray and just drip a little bit of blood on it?
Okay.
Okay.
when the it's a crazy one when it's okay.
Just put blood on everywhere. Did you try putting
was-
blood on the pyramid?
I was also like slightly hiccuping at the same time, so.
Oh
It
my
was a good
bad.
idea.
Hey, he's got a tray. Looks like he wants something. I don't know.
It does look like you want something.
Does anything happen, or do I just look like a crazy person?
You watch all as Bjolf walks up to the statue and drips. I'm assuming some from your like palm of your hand.
It looks like he just kind of squeezes his hand and blood just kind of materializes out of his fist.
And you all watch as the statue slides out of the way.
Oh!
That's
Wait, really? No.
Revealing a passage behind it.
Oh, fuck yeah. I just kind of look back at everybody.
you look at Katra holding his finger gun at you, being like, "Okay, so who are you really?"
Well, since the statue moved out of the way, Dikuth is going to jump up and pull out its eyes.
I
You actually have to climb up it to grab its eyes.
Okay.
And as you do,
God damn it. These statues. These statues.
Well, did you check out the statue?
No.
Is it
Oh,
heavy?
he just
in the
grabbed for
what,
it.
what is it?
could you
What-
give me a DC Dexterity saving throw, please?
Back up,
All
everybody.
the
Back up,
statues
back
are
up.
trying to kill me.
As well as Bjolf, please give me a Dex saving throw.
What? A dex saving throw?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, please.
Fuck.
Oh, 15. Please.
All right.
Cool, man. Hold on.
Oh. Go.
Ah, me and
Go.
statues.
All right. You only take 2 damage as you're both able to jump quickly off and out of the way of this falling and toppling over top-heavy statue, and you all watch as it cracks and breaks across the stream that is flowing.
It's not even
What
a
is
trap.
that?
It was just the statue crumbling.
What the
Fish
hell
is gonna
is
go
this doing?
draw the weapon out of the statue
Um,
now that it's on the ground.
What is it with statues trying to kill me?
you see that this sword is in fine condition and is made of laminated wood inset with jagged teeth of obsidian.
That's fun.
Sif kind of looks it over, looks back towards everyone, and says, "Didn't Jacob said he wanted to be a swordsman?
No, he
When he
wanted to
was
be a
young.
wizard.
He spoke of
We-
wanting to be a knight at one point as well. If you'd
He
like.
also wanted to go on adventures. What's your point?
And if no one wants the sword, maybe we should give it to Jacob. We said we'd give him something from here. As long as it's safe, of course.
We should keep it under consideration.
Do you want to give an untrained 8-year-old boy a sword that
We
know
gave
what
an
it is?
untrained 8-year-old
Is
boy
that not the right
magic
age to
book.
give boys
Look
swords?
how that.
And if I might say, I'd rather train him with one that he would use. And Sif is going to. Is there a sheath on the statue? Or is it like just a built-in like scabbard onto the statue?
No, it was like a small little leather piece that held it onto the statue.
Hmm.
You
Is it about the size of a-
You have no idea how you would sheathe this sword, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's like one. Oh,
It's one of the like Aztec and Mayan obsidian edge teethed swords. It's not an actual sword. It's like a block of wood with obsidian teeth on it.
Okay, maybe not so much, but Sif kind of looks at Kovash, is like, and then looks at the sword on his back and is like, "This looks more up your alley."
Sure, I'll carry it for a while. And I strap it beneath my other very large sword on my back.
Sometimes you can't swing something so wide, so maybe this will come in handy, especially with these tight corridors.
I don't know what you're talking about wide. Every picture of those Aztec swords I've seen are pretty fucking wide.
I meant,
It didn't work.
I meant more like
Here.
yours being like a whole
Similar.
great sword.
Thinking of the swords from what you call it, Skyrim.
Oh.
The teeth are super jagged and not
Yeah.
at all rounded like that.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, I see it.
How do I add this to my character sheet, DM?
It is a long sword.
So you can just look up the longsword compendium and just put a question mark in its name, so we remember to check it out.
Bjolf, water
Yes.
beads collect upon the walls of this narrow passage, and the flooring is cold and damp. A low ceiling, only 5 feet tall, further cramps this dank place. So I'm assuming you're hunched over at this point.
Yeah. Am I the only one going in? Is everyone just behind me?
Sif.
Dikuth was gonna grab those black gems from the eyes after almost being
You
crushed. I
can
forgot.
add 2 polished obsidian stones to your inventory.
Katra is still holding his finger gun aimed at
You just
Bjolf.
watched Bjolf walk around a corner where the statue moved from.
Is no one else concerned that the person that just recently joined our party can open doors in a place that is trying to kill us?
I
Sif kind of.
I mean, Jonas
I
can
mean-
read languages we've never seen before.
and
I
Sif
mean-
kind of
But
glances.
We've known Jelenith for more than 2 days.
And Sif kind of glances back and says, "And was not my ability to read and understand Dwarvish helpful in the forge?"
And did
Had
we
not
not
had Dikuth.
originally join your party after I opened a door and found you guys in a dungeon similar to this?
You had been in that dungeon for God knows how long. You could have found that at a different time.
Kovash follows Bjolf after saying that.
Bjolf,
I've seen weirder things.
Kovash, you're not as tall, but you still will have to duck down. It is pretty cramped quarters in here.
Sif will kind of actually get a little closer to Katra and kind of like put a hand on his finger gun hand for a second and say, "Let me give you a word of advice. Keep your friends closer and your enemies closer. I'm sorry, keep your friends close and your enemies closer." In case I said closer the first time.
You did say closer.
I said it twice, but yeah.
Also,
That's what I meant.
also,
So for the time being, keep your hand down.
I mean,
I understand
keeping
your
your enemies
sentiment.
closer is keep your enemies close is how you get backstabbed, though.
So let me be the one to take the stabbing in the back, since I can weave flesh back together.
I
You
don't
keep the
think
gun
we
in
get
back.
to choose who gets stabbed in the back. I think he does.
And so just kind of shakes his head. And says, "Just stay a little bit behind me, then,
I always
and
stay a
we'll
little bit
kind of
behind
follow
everybody.
after." And
Who's getting stabbed in the back?
Sif is not comfortable trying to move through this hallway. You guys, he is literally like, in trying to shimmy in this shit.
Oh, there we go. I can see.
Scrape.
Yeah,
I-
pretty much.
Can I check this double doors real quick?
Yeah.
Stone, similar to the other ones.
Yes. So far, almost all the doors have been pretty similar. They are. I apologize. These ones are different from the slabs of stone. It's similar to the original ones that you came through, the beaten bronze door. and it has large handles on it that open towards you.
Okay.
What are you
looking
thinking,
to
Jelena?
look it over, or did you want more information than that? I apologize.
Can I hear anything from the other side?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
14.
You do hear what appears, what you could guess is the apparent sound of mice, maybe rats, chittering and squeaking and moving over something.
Okay, but nothing like footsteps or
Other than
humming. In fact, has the humming gone down since we've gone over here?
yes, it appears to have faded away as you've gone this direction.
Okay.
You do hear the slight lapping of water.
Laughing or lapping?
Lapping.
Okay. So this trail of water clearly goes into this room.
Yep.
Does it appear?
All right. Well, everyone else went down the hallway, just checking to see if there's nothing gonna show up behind us. So.
Oh, I forgot to put the.
I totally imagine Sif gets stuck a couple
What
times.
do I put for torch again? I apologize.
Mm,
One more time.
What do I put for torch again?
Oh, you double click the
No,
icon
I'm
and then
there,
you
I'm
click.
there, yeah.
Oh, 40/20.
And then if it's reduced by half.
2010 unless Katra used control flame on it again.
Nope. He's still focusing with his finger.
ah,
There you go. That should help you now.
that helps a lot.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
thank
you're
you.
carrying the torch still, yes?
Yeah, so you can turn my emit light off.
Excellent, I will do that. So you
All right,
see
Katra,
at the end
Dikuth,
of this.
you guys go in first.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry, not emit light. All players see light. Oh wait, no, actually,
You see that this hall is strewn with mud and flotsam. Water accumulates in the center of the corridor and flows westward. And you see as you come closer, it flows to. Let me get this out of the way. It flows westward to where a stone block in the southern wall has shifted out of place. The corridor turns north, and the flow of water follows it, then goes under a door made of bronze-bound wood. I apologize. So you see it coming from down here, and it goes under this door made of bronze-bound wood. The door has a handle and a keyhole.
Oh. Is that just me that sees that, or does everybody see that?
Well, I mean, Kovash can kind of see it over your shoulder.
Uh-huh.
You gotta keep in mind this hallway is pretty cramped, so even you.
How did you get past Sif in the hallway?
Huh?
I went.
Sif
I went
just
in.
hasn't moved yet.
Yeah,
Oh.
nobody was moving. I skipped. They
yeah, no,
technically ahead of.
I'm right behind you. I'm just my roll 20 is being stupid right now.
Okay.
Kovash will start wandering up this way as the rest of the
There
party
we go.
files out.
As you turn the corner again, you do hear that melody coming from this direction.
Oof.
Much stronger than ever before. It's
Uh-oh.
just this loud.
I feel like Kovash is drawn to the melody.
Yeah, that's
I feel like
that's a Texas size 10-4, big buddy.
as soon as Dikuth starts hearing the melody, he actually starts whistling it back.
Kovash stops at the doors. Do these seem
Katris-
blocked or anything?
Katris casts a side eye.
You can investigate them if you'd like.
Oh God. Oh, you're way up there. I'm falling after. Oh, I could see.
They do not appear locked and or trapped to your knowledge.
This door is
Do
it?
you, do you guys want to back up in case something bad happens here?
No, not at all.
Kyle, is this door locked?
No. Not to your knowledge.
Maybe we should wait until the others at least get back. Get
I'm
to us.
going to attempt to open it.
Go ahead and give me a strength check. Athletics.
That's probably around the same time Kobash is trying to grab this one.
All right. Kovash, it's easy enough for you. Yeah, you open the door. Katra. Let me scroll back up now. And you see nothing. You see absolutely nothing. The world goes black. Why is this happening
It's-
to me? There you go. This passageway
world
is
is nothing.
slime covered, and that stream of water trickles away, down the stairs. There's condensation on the walls, door, and ceiling, and some of which drips down on you. A quiet sound of dripping and splashing echoes in this corridor. You see another door on the other side appears to be warped outward and wedged shut. The door's hinges are mounted on this side.
Okay. I am going to step back through the, and I'm going to see what happens when they
Sure.
open that door down.
All right, Kovash, as you open this door. Oh, actually, give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds to scroll back down. You hear immediately a surprised and a splash of water. This room is lit by a soft light that reveals a section of a rocky beach. Beyond the beach is a pool of glowing water, filling half the room and framed by a crystal cavern. Green fawns can be seen in the pool. Light seems to flow from everywhere, the pool and the walls glistening like soft moonlight. On the far side of the pool is a set of doors carved with the sun symbol.
Can Kovash remember where we went? Do these doors seem like they might have been the ones that he tried to open before?
Give me an intelligence check.
There it is.
You've never seen these doors in your life, and you're not sure where you even are.
Can I can I do some sort of nature check for like creatures that's
Well, actually, as you're about to kind of take your presence and look around, you hear another.
Oh no.
And give me a second.
Oh no, no, no.
Oh man, I got one more usage of it. Do I get Divine Sense back at a long rest or short rest? This is the important questions I need to know.
You or those of you in the room, I should say, watch
Oh no.
as a young woman, slim, with golden hair long behind her shoulders, and pale white skin surfaces amongst the water. She radiates a soft silvery light, even through her shawl, white as the froth of waves. She is singing a strange melody in an unrecognizable language. After she finishes her song, she enters the water in a long dive again.
Starts disrobing. No, not
I
really.
I start backing away towards the door. Uh,
Dikuth
maybe
is
we should
crept along.
leave her alone.
I mean, we didn't leave the things that hissed at us alone. Why would we leave friendly things alone?
Are you sure that she's friendly?
Kovesh
just
kind of shrugs
then-
and looks back to the cave. Hey, do you want to talk?
And you watch her kind of shyly resurface, her long flowing hair spreading out behind her. She gives you a shy smile and nods her head.
What do you want to talk about? This looks like some pretty fancy water you got here.
And you hear her begin speaking in this language that you're not quite sure of what it even is or where it's from, as it's fast flowing with very romantic sounding syllables and very harsh stops at points. And she tilts her head as she finishes some sort of statement.
I'm going to return in Elvish. I don't know if that's what she was speaking. And be like, I'm afraid I don't speak what you just spoke. Do you speak this language?
And she reverts to the language that you're speaking. Excuse me. Oh, Elvish, what a beautiful language.
Right.
Does she look?
So,
Does she look like? Does this look like Betty White?
Betty
No,
White.
she's gorgeous. She looks absolutely beautiful.
So young Betty White?
Hey,
Yes.
I'd tap Batty White.
so
Right.
at the risk of sounding, and we'll let the chat decide. He's gonna look around and say, in Elvish and say, yeah. So, what's a girl like you doing in a place like this?
And Sim just.
It's Elvish. I don't know if you speak Elvish.
You're right. I do not.
I don't either.
Well, I'm
Dikuth
just like.
does, and Dikuth hears all of this.
I feel like Dikuth is like, oh, that's a good line.
Yeah, Dikuth loves that line. He's gonna write that down mentally.
Well,
Scribble.
This is where I live. What are you doing down here? And she splashes some water at you.
Well, there was a hole.
Ooh,
And then there was a
holes are
giant
excellent starts
shrimp
to
thing.
stories.
And then there was a giant shrimp thing. And then there was urns
Shrimp
and an axe that flew on its own. And now we're here. We don't really know. Do you know where we are?
She tilts her head at you. Why? I mean, you're obviously. She kind of pauses for a second, like squinting her eyes at you. And you get the sense that she's like taking you in and measuring you up to decide if you're lying or not. And she says, "This is the shrine of Tomo-chan. You don't know where you are?"
I mean, not really, but this is kind of where we were trying to get. So you don't know anything about the big shrimp and the giant crab that attacked us?
Well, I mean, of course I know about them, but one's not a shrimp, first of all.
The sister's gonna finally. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt this beautiful sounding conversation. But
She
could
tilts
you
her head at you.
can you? Oh, you can understand me. Could we possibly switch this to common? I
She looks at
don't
you
mean
for-
any disrespect. I apologize.
She looks at you for a moment before tilting her head back at Kovash.
I don't know how many of them speak this beautiful language that I do, he says in Elvish.
And she
It would be nice for them.
Oh, go ahead.
It would be nice for them if they could understand what was going on, as they're a little confused
And
as
she
I am.
switches to another language as she begins opening her mouth. You just hear. You don't hear words at all. It's hard to place as you hear the sounds of bubbles popping and then water rushing.
That's not better.
And a large frown appears on her face.
I mean, it's lovely, but I can't understand what you're saying, and neither can they.
And then, oh, go ahead.
I speak in Undercommon, and I say, "Do you understand this?"
And she tilts her head at you. And she says in Elvish at you, Bjolf, you have lovely eyes.
Oh,
Yulf doesn't speak
whisper-
Elvish, I thought.
I
he
whisper
doesn't.
from
But
behind her. She likes
can I do
your
an insight
eyes.
check for the tone of that?
Sure, but you do also hear Dickus say over your shoulder, she likes your eyes.
Oh, and I sort of smile at her, and I say in common, "Well, I don't know what it is you like about me, but I certainly like a lot of things about you."
And she tilts her head back to Kovash.
Did you understand what he said?
I have no idea what he said.
He said he likes lots of things about you.
She covers her face and dives back under the water.
No, come back, no. In common, good job, Bjolf. You scared her away.
I walk up to the edge of the water and I kind of dip one of my fingers into it.
You, as you approach Bjolf and you bend down to dip, you see her slowly coming back up, and she has something in her hands.
Oh, what is it?
And as she comes back up out of the water, she hands you. Actually, she hands you a mask very similar to the jade mask that Dikuth took. However, it is complete gold.
Ooh.
You can see
I
Sid's
look down
eyes through his visors.
I look down at it and then I look at her and I say, what did I do to deserve such a gift? And what can I give in return?
And
I whisper behind Bjolf and I say, she can't understand you.
Then translate for me.
you don't. She doesn't even
Man.
say anything as she kind of lays back into the pool and invitingly opens her arm in the water to you.
Oh shit.
Kovash puts a hand on your shoulder.
Sif puts a hand on the other shoulder.
Yeah, Bjolf, I can tell
Oh.
you that it's not a good idea to trust women you meet in caves.
And Sif begins to explain very quickly the time they watched Dikuth's soul get sucked out of his lips and somehow still get up. Well, actually didn't see, just
As the story
No, he
is
definitely did something
quickly
with it.
progressed through, you see her face quickly go to a pout.
Aww.
And she turns to Kovash. None of you want to join me?
Your water looks really nice, but it also looks kind of glowy, and I don't know if that would do bad things to us.
Oh, it's not bad. I have phosphorescent lights.
Insight check?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I insight this? Like, is she just playful, or is there any like menacing intent behind her?
Give me an
Or
insight check.
I was waiting for
Nice.
that
Not
word to
nat
come up
20.
at some point tonight. Phosphor.
John,
Do
are you still
those
back
who
here?
don't understand the language rolling normal?
You're right. Never
Oh
mind.
yeah. Yeah. We'll say.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
I mean, you can still read like
Yeah,
body
I'm not gonna
language
give
and
full
tone.
disadvantage, but I will take a penalty. And I will keep that in mind. Are you rolling, Kovash?
Oh no, Kovash doesn't trust shit.
Oh yeah, and I definitely should have been disadvantaged anyways. I'm exhausted still. Oh god, I'm still. Oh, fuck.
She, to most of you, it is extremely hard to read this woman, as her smile seems to constantly be on her face unless she is otherwise pouting, and her eyes seem to dance before all of you and taking in all the interest. She seems genuinely excited to have people in her cave.
How, speaking in Elvish, how long have you been down here?
Oh shit. I was born here.
And you cannot leave that pool?
No.
And I'm sorry, no, I don't think anyone has asked you, what is your name? Who are you?
And she giggles. Oh wait, how are you talking to her?
Elvish.
Oh yeah. Okay. And she giggles. You're the first to ask in a long while. My name is Dasa Zotz.
Can you put that in the chat again? Thank you.
Oh,
That's his
it's with a Z at the end.
And
Oh, nice.
I mean, why you were born here? What for? What to live there, or what do you? Are you a guardian of this place, or?
I don't know. This is just my home.
Wait.
And what's through that door, pointing all the way to the back? Or do I? Is that underwater? Do I even see that?
You.
Because I see that line. So.
You should see it. I saw it when I walked in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're
Yeah, you
bronze
do
doors
see
with a sun on them.
on the far side of the pool is a set of doors carved with a sun symbol.
Okay. Well, then the question stands: what's
I
through there?
know there's a hallway on the other side of the door.
Can we
Wait, does
pass
this lady in
through?
front of me have feet, or is she like? I didn't. I missed.
Dikuth asking the important questions.
Give me a perception check.
There we go.
You do not see any feet. You do not see anything past the waist.
Okay. And how deep is your pool there?
It's not too deep, but deep enough for me to live. Taller than. And she points at Sif.
And Sif actually kind of like, and now is just taken aback and kind of looks at Bjolf and is like, maybe she wants me instead of you.
No,
And just
she
kind
just
of gives
thinks
an
you're
elbow
tall.
And
nudge.
she leans forward on the beach at you, Dikuth. Your hair is pretty.
Been told that by many people. Thank you.
Do you like my hair?
And Dikuth gets all
Your hair is quite fabulous, ma'am.
Would you like to brush it?
I don't believe I own a brush. I'm more of the au naturel kind of guy.
I have a brush.
And
As Dikuth
maybe
oh, go ahead.
was gonna say maybe just a quick dip.
Dikuth, wait.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm still back here with Ketra.
Right. I'm gonna look at Jelnath and be like, it's taking them a while down there. You think we should go check on them? I hate to say that.
I stand up and back away from the water.
You know, Bjolf could have went crazy and killed them all, for all we know.
Well, what's in this room?
It was just water with a pool. Well, I don't think it's actual water, but it's liquid with a pool. It's really moist and damp, and there's another door down there.
Huh.
This kind of looks over to
I mean,
Dikuth
sure.
and. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
We can check on those guys. Just out of curiosity, can I dip my fingers into the water and taste it?
The water in the stream or in the standing room over here?
In the stream.
It tastes pretty dusty and minerally, but it's pretty fresh.
Fresh water. Alright. I mean, I guess we can go check on the others.
Dope. And Katra lifts up his finger gun and starts walking towards the hallway.
You first.
As you pass by, Jonathan, you do watch as water bubbles out from the ground in front of you.
Hey guys, it's taking you guys too long. What's going on in here?
Can I just
Stay
dip my
back.
Can I dip my hand into
Stay
this
back
pool into this
from-
little puddle? Does it go pretty deep?
No, it's your hand basically goes like halfway in, and you feel pressure coming from a crack in the ground.
Okay. So there's
Also-
a natural spring here. Interesting.
Also, you guys would notice that Katra looks surprised to see Bjolf not like tearing people apart in the room.
Obviously.
No, it's you should back up. I don't trust this thing.
What thing? There's
what
nothing
are we
there.
not trusting?
Oh, Katra, as you enter the room, and Kovesh, as you say that, you all watch as
That was common for the record.
Yeah, you all watch as this beautiful woman reaches her hand forward and touches Dikuth, and I'm going to require a Constitution saving throw.
God damn it.
Another one?
And that's where we'll pick up next week. So, all right.
Oh, that's less exciting.
Oh boy.
Any money. This is a Lamia. Any money.
Dikuth,
I mean-
you take 28 points of acid damage.
Dikuth is down. Dikuth is down.
You all watch as this female touches Dikuth's arm, and you watch as she brings him suddenly into a kiss, and you watch acid lines begin spreading all across his face as it begins tearing and bleeding and melting the very skin that it touches.
Sif swings.
And as you watch
wait.
Dikuth's body fall limply to the ground, that's where we'll pick up next week.
As Sif is swinging.
Big oof.
Wait, Can I argue that I would shoot him with my ray of fire before Sif swings? I was technically ready to shoot Iron Bjolf.
No, because you can't do either
Yeah,
of those
none of those
outside
are
of
happening
initiative.
until initiative.
You
will be
can't do-
rolled.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is that was the surprise round as it would be. That's the motion he's making. That's me stating it out. And once initiative goes, that's literally the first thing he does. If she gets out the way, she gets out the way.
Oof.
Oof.
Thanks for tuning in, chat. Viewers on YouTube, wherever you're watching us. Like us, follow us, subscribe. We love all of you guys.
And come join us again as we all once again teach Dikuth to not trust random women in dungeons.
It's so easy.
Like seriously, Cove asked me what was going on.
Like,
I've got a plan.
Sif was gonna offer something to pass. It was gonna say,
Hold on.
"Translate this for me. I
Hold on,
give
Yeah.
you
Sif.
something
Hold
of
on.
mine, so we may pass. We do not wish to
Hold on,
any
Austin.
forward thing."
I at least got a cool golden mask out of it.
Yeah.
You did. That's awesome. Like, that's
Hold
dope.
on, guys.
I just had to tell her she was
Hold on,
pretty.
hold on.
Thank
Hold on.
you for tuning in, everybody. I'm the Banana Kyle, and this is new platinum content and Dickus Band of Merry Men. We'll see you Monday at 8 o'clock unless other news arises. We'll let you know. But as usual, we all love you, and stay safe out there. The world is only getting crazier at the moment.
All the love for you guys from me, TYR Blood Triple Z. Have a good one.
Have a good night, everybody. Love y'all.